Let them fight. Hello Duelist, Tombox here, and I'll be doing a Kaiju Rulebook segment so you guys don't get screwed over by the rules. Now, Rulebook is one of our oldest segments, so let's bring it to Kaiju since they're relevant right now in side and main boards. Starting off with Vanity's Fiend. Now, Vanity's Fiends versus Kaiju Cards, the most asked card is Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. Can you activate this? Well, no you can't, because it has a mandatory summoning clause prevented by Vanity's Fiend's anti-special summon clause. So, because it's mandatory, you can't activate it. So can I actually tribute it off with a Kaiju monster? Well, again, it's a special summon, so it's being prevented from happening altogether. Now, you might be wondering, Fire Hand, how come Fire Hand gets its effect off? Say I crash my Fire Hand into the Vanity's Fiend, why am I able to destroy it and summon out the Ice Hand? Well, that's because it happens in separate clauses. Not only that, it is actually optional. So you can pop and then summon because of the timing, it all works out. So just to recap, Interrupted Kaiju Slumber doesn't work out because it has a mandatory summoning clause, and the Fire Hand has an optional one. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Highlander rulings. You can only control one. Everybody gets one. So if there is a Kaiju monster on your opponent's side of the board, you cannot tribute it off for another Kaiju monster. This is wrong. Anyone that rules it that way, well, they need to study up on their legal move rulings. So you can summon it onto your side, and then can you actually activate a card called Mind Control to take control of it? Taking control of it is absolutely legal. You can take control of it, and then it'll be destroyed by mechanics of, you can only control one. So if their opponent was playing Boojins and you had Boojins, you can take control of it, it would work the same way. For another ruling, say you wanted to tribute summon a Gameciel. Is that possible? No, you can't. If you already control a Kaiju monster, that is not a possibility. That's, again, an illegal move for you to make. What you can do, however, you can actually tribute set the card, because then the Gameciel would not be face up, and it wouldn't contain the Kaiju name. Now, just as a little bonus ruling on, Kaiser Coliseum and Mind Control, how does that work out? Well, you can actually take control of it, because Kaiser Coliseum only prevents you from placing monsters. Taking control of a monster does not count as placing. Battling between two Highlanders. So today there's a face-up and a face-down Kaiju monster. If I attack with the Vanity's Fiend into that Gameciel, the Gameciel will actually inflict 600 damage to me from battle, and then it will be destroyed by mechanic. So the battle does successfully go through. Likewise, what would happen if I had a Erebus and I attack into the Radiant? Well, Radiant has less defense, so therefore it will be destroyed by battle rather than mechanic. So that's just something to keep in mind in case you have, very special rulings dealing with whether something was destroyed by battle or destroyed by, mechanic. Now here's a little bonus ruling. This is what the Omega Domain Double Monarch. Say my opponent has two Monarchs in hand. I don't know this. When they activate Domain of the Monarchs, they reveal the Erebus, and then at the resolution of the card, I decide to activate my Psyframe Lord Omega. I'll be like, alright, Omega will banish himself to banish one card off of my opponent's hand temporarily until my next standby phase. And then shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. It's random. I don't know the cards. And then bam, I banish it. So I'm like, yes, I hit the Erebus. That's great and all, right? But then all of a sudden, my opponent decided to tribute one monster, the Prime Monarch, to summon out this other Erebus. How do I confirm which one's level 6 and which one's level 8? Like, isn't that a problem? Like, you could have been cheated, right? So, to prevent this from happening, what most people have come up with is that they would use a die to roll for which one would actually be banished, since the banishing is random. You don't know what's going on. So if you use a die, whether you hit the level 6 or not, that's completely you're open to that information. But the best way to do is just keep the card revealed. Either way, someone's gonna have to reveal a bit of information just so that no one gets screwed over at the end. What do you guys think about this situation? Do you guys have any other awkward situations where, it's absolutely random, where the game state could be irreparable if something like this happened? let me know down in the comment section below. Hopefully you guys learned, a quick thing or two about how Kaijus and Highlander monster work. If you guys want to check out my sources, you can click down in the links in the description below. Of course, they are from the YG organization articles of Learning of the Rules, Demystifying Rulings. It's a really good series. I recommend everyone to check it out just so that you guys can play better, learn the rules better, be a better judge. And if a judge rules the card differently than what you expect, just know that they have the final say on how the card is played for that event. Usually things get corrected later on, but until then, for that event, you have to listen to the judge. You can appeal it, of course, if the first judge you don't like it, and if the second judge, the head judge, comes around, gives the same thing, that's what you gotta live with. Don't argue with the judge. It's not good for you. You get DQ'd, man. Don't want that. Anyways, and if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more stuff from MST.TV, please hit the subscribe button. Maybe refer a friend over to watch this video if they haven't, if they don't know the rulings very well. Anyways, until next time, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV. Also, one more last thing before I actually sign off. I'm still working on Twitch stuff. I will give you guys an announcement very shortly.